What's up, guys? My name's Splice Knight. Welcome back to, this is kind of a reflections, but it's also kind of dealing with a couple of different things right now. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Reflections show, this will not be a typical episode. Today, what we're actually going to be doing is kind of going over the release schedule that I've got going on, as well as, obviously, the new stuff out from Comic-Con. This is specifically in regards to the new Arrow Season 6 trailer, as well as the Flash Season 4 trailer. A lot of cool stuff that's already come out. First, let's talk about Green Arrow. So, they released a trailer for Green Arrow Season 6 in Comic-Con over the weekend, and there were a lot of reactions to it. Obviously, you might have already seen people like Paigey, Eric Reloaded, or others kind of already going into depth on what's kind of the general idea of what's to look out for in this new season. So talking about Arrow Season 6, we've got a lot of interesting stuff going on. First and foremost, we have the fact that obviously Deathstroke is back. We also have Laurel's character, Black Siren, back. We also have, obviously, the new Canary. The new suit was actually released for that. Some people are for it, some people are against it. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that this is taking less of a practical angle and more of a comic book kind of physical look angle, which is not something that the Arrowverse, specifically Arrow itself, is known for. They're known for having more of a practical use sort of look to their show, and obviously this isn't what they're going for with this new outfit. Now, I mean, obviously some people are complaining about the way that the belt seems to do little, but I think that honestly this is before we've seen how it's going to practically play out on the show. Hopefully it does get shown off as something that is a fair bit more practical, and it just sort of has a look that's a little more sleek and defined. Obviously, it's not going to fit perfectly as it's shown in the images for the promo quite yet, but we'll see if there's any tweaking done further down the line for the show. With that said, though, we've also got Slade Wilson coming back, which is really exciting because obviously Slade Wilson is the shit. He's always been a really awesome person to have on the screen. Manu Bennett, just a phenomenal actor, obviously. But one of the interesting things that is kind of going with that is some people were talking about having an origin story with him. It seems almost like him and Oliver, having patched things up for the most part in season 5, it seems like they're kind of on the same foot. Oliver's kind of wishing him the best kind of going forward. So that'll be interesting with that relationship, but also kind of hinging on that, we've got an absolute shit show going on as well in the trailer. Now, what this might be referring to is when in season 5 Oliver leaves to go deal with Prometheus, a huge amount of backlash coming at him because of some of the actions he took beforehand. That being the Green Arrow, he ended up taking out a lot of armed guards and people specifically designed to keep Prometheus under guard and make sure that he doesn't escape. So obviously the Green Arrow essentially aided in helping him escape so that he could get to his son. That's what happened in season 5. So now I think the backlash is that the Green Arrow is essentially on the hunt again because of the fact that he's essentially been turned into this huge vilified image, and he keeps going back on every time Oliver tries to have this moment of redeemability for the character, but it ends up not really going so well, and that's really frustrating, I think, for the character because he doesn't really get a break, but it's good because it's always nice to see that dynamic between the police and Green Arrow. Being a vigilante, obviously he's going to be on the run, trying not to keep anybody kind of aware of his movements, hence the lair and everything else. It'll be interesting to see if he stays Mayor Queen as well, because a lot of what Prometheus was doing was trying to make it that much harder for him to stay in office. Whether or not this just kind of shades him as a politician siding with the bad guys, and demonstratably the bad guys now because of what Green Arrow did, we don't know yet, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. The other main thing was we see, obviously, Laurel as the Black Siren, and then we also see the other Black Canary. I think they're gonna obviously have like a kind of competition sort of arc where they're fighting each other, trying to one up the other and say, I'm the better Canary, I'm the better Siren, or whatever, kind of competing for that position. But I think it'll be really interesting to see where they take that. Obviously, they want a redemption arc with Laurel's character of Earth 2, because she's an evil character, but they want to kind of bring in this idea of the old Laurel, even though now they finally made her more competent in a fight, which is just beautiful, because honestly, the old Laurel just sort of wasn't competent at all, and and as you know, cruel as it sounds, I think it was just painful to watch. And now seeing that she's able to show some sort of proficiency on screen, have a bit of a more of a stage presence, I think it'll be interesting to see the dynamic between the two Canaries in that regard. Now, with that going out of there, let's move on to the next item on our list, that is the Flash Comic-Con trailer. Now, this didn't reveal a whole lot. It was actually kind of like flashbacks, but what they're kind of setting up is that obviously Wally is still the Kid Flash, and he's trying to fulfill the role that Barry left him. Whether or not that means he has to dress up in the Flash's old outfit, as we've seen some released photos for. So don't know if that's the ploy that they're going to go with to deal with the samurai swordsman dude, which would be kind of neat, as kind of like the Speed Mirage that they kind of go into in the first season. So it would be an interesting callback if that's kind of the solution that he comes up with. If that's not what happens, though, we've also got interesting thoughts in regards to obviously bringing back the Flash, as is kind of expected, or whether or not it's the future Flash from 2024, and that is tied into him getting his new suit or something in that regard. It'll be interesting to see what exactly goes down. Now, with that said, we've also got nods to the canon. They had said that the Speed Force canon was the Speed Force Bazooka in the last season, so whether or not they've upgraded and changed it and shift some things around a little bit to create a Speed Force Bazooka with similar properties to what was actually canon to the actual comics, that is yet to be seen, but it'll be interesting to know. We've got a lot of interesting stuff going on with these Flash Season 4 going forward, which is really exciting to see. So with that out of the way though, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has kind of been our video on the two Comic-Con trailers that are central to the show that I run here with. I had a more of a DC theme, and I wanted to kind of go over some of the thoughts and opinions that I have in that regard, and seeing what we're going to go up against in the future. We've also got obviously the Justice League trailer, which is just blowing up, which is just freaking awesome. Like, I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, Batfleck was even though Batfleck was the shit in BVS. And, you know, everything to do with Justice League might have a bit of a taint to it, considering how some of the previous movies, the last 3 movies, if you count Man of Steel, kind of went in a bit of a toilet direction. But that said, I think that things are looking up. I think we've got a lot of interesting interplay here. We finally got the Flash in Barry Allen, who, again, not blonde, but whatever. You know, it's not important. You know, it's not a massive detail. Most iterations of the Flash that are live action tend to ignore it. It's not really a thing. But anyway, enough blabbling about the Flash in the way that it's not super comic accurate. He does seem like he's very entertaining. He plays well on screen. And of course, in the trailer, they do kind of poke fun at the way that everybody just sort of vanishes, which I thought was great, because honestly, it's a huge trope, and kind of lampshading it is just, it's so good. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the trailers. Now, if you guys are still watching, what we're going to kind of go into next is what is the future for released content on this channel. Now, normally, I won't be doing in the future DC content on the Wednesday, as this is being uploaded on the Wednesday. It'll actually be on the Tuesday that I'll upload content like that. And then on Wednesday, we will actually have more reflection stuff, because I want to just get more philosophical with a bunch more stuff and have a good time talking about all these things that I really do enjoy, and I want to be able to share with you guys my thoughts on different things and the philosophy. So that's kind of our release schedule now. But I think I've got a much better kind of grasp on content for going forward. So with that said, it's going to be exciting to talk about some of the next couple of things I've got in mind. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it. If you like this video, like this video. If you liked it enough to watch again, hit the subscribe button for more content like this, similar in nature, coming out on the Tuesday or Thursday. And if you enjoy kind of analysis videos, breaking down what's going on in just everyday life, as well as fun cartoons and stuff like that, also hit that bell, because it'll be notified every time I release a video, which will be on the Wednesday. Guaranteed Wednesday will be a video. With that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. One more time, my name's Splice Knight, and thanks.